The 34th African Cup of Nations kicks off in the beautiful West African country, the Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire, however you want to call it. This tournament will run from January the 13th to February 11th. Opening game on the 13th, Cote d'Ivoire versus Guinea-Bissau, billed to be an incredible opening match. The African Cup of Nations, as we know, is one of the greatest international tournaments on the globe. This tournament started in 1957 in Sudan. The maiden edition was won by Egypt. And as we all know, historically, between 1958 and 1961, we had the United Arab Republic, with Egypt a merger with Syria, and that was disbanded in 1961 due to a coup in Syria in 1961. So the 59 edition was won again by the United Arab Republic, which was again known as Egypt in 61. And ever since this period, the Cup of Nations has been a powerful tournament where we've seen the likes of a teenage Abedi Pele win it in 1982. For Ghana, you know, a huge heritage in this competition with CJ Gyamfi, who happened to win this 3 times. They won this competition 3 times, twice in the 60s and in 1982 in Libya. And of course, you have the Cameroonian team who have had 5 titles from 7 finals, although Egypt is the most successful team in this tournament, having won it 7 times out of 10 finals. The only teams to stop Egypt from winning are Ethiopia in 62, Cameroon in 2017, and Senegal in 2001. And we know Egypt famously did the three-peat between 2006 and 2008, beating the Ivory Coast in 2006. 2008, they beat Cameroon, and in 2010, I think they beat Senegal. Egypt has been the fourth most successful team is Nigeria, but Ghana has 4 titles from 7 finals appearances. Nigeria has 3 titles from 7 appearances. The first title in 1980 with Chairman Christian Chukwu as the captain. Nigeria beat Algeria in the final game, returned as defending champions in Libya 82, where Abedi Pele, an 18-year-old, won the Cup of Nations with Ghana. And in 1984, you had Nigeria's Stephen Keshi captained the team for the first time and faced Cameroon's Theophile Abega, and Cameroon won that final game. And Cameroon were pretty dominant in the 80s. They lost 1 title to Egypt in 1986, and in 1990, and they won it in 88 against Nigeria in a controversial manner. A cross from Samuel Kwaraji was nodded home by, I think, Henry Nwusu, and that goal was disallowed, but it was a clean goal for Nigeria, and that's for another day. Cameroon has had 3 titles on the back of the Nigerians. Just a little bit brief history of the Cup of Nations there. You know, great players from Edward Ansah in 1992, Sherif Uzani sniping Aloy Agou from 25 yards in Algiers 90, or be it the exploits of Peter Rufai at Maroc 88, or Yakini's explosive finishing at Tunisia 94, or we can go on and on. Or is it Cameroon not conceding a single goal at Mali 2002 from open play? In fact, Cameroon at 2002, in my opinion, is the greatest and strongest African side I have ever seen. And then 2013, Nigeria won it again with the late coach Stephen Keshi. Presently, Senegal are the defending champions. They won it in fantastic fashion, with inspired by the great Sadio Mane. We've had great players. Seydou Keita has played in this tournament. South Africa in 1996 with Mark Fish, Neil Tovey, Sizwe Mutuan, Dr. Kumalo, and the late John Shoes Mosho. It's been an incredible tournament, I'm telling you. The Cup of Nations is here to stay, and it's also probably the most the least unpredictable tournament, because you can't really call it. I know the traditional powerhouses of African football win it, but you can't call the African Cup of Nations. It is filled with magic. It is filled with everything you can think of. I'll run through the group from Group A to F and tell you likely two teams I think that would qualify from each group. Group A, CIV, Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Nigeria. Traditionally, I would say CIV and Nigeria qualify. Group B, Cape Verde, Egypt, Ghana, and Mozambique. I would pick Egypt and Ghana just because of the heritage. Group C has Cameroon, Gambia, Guinea, and Senegal. Of course, Senegal defending champions. They're in good form and they're a very strong team. I think they would qualify for sure, but the other, Guinea and Cameroon, because of heritage. However, Gambia are the dark horses, and I think Group C is the group of death. Group D, Algeria, Angola, Burkina Faso, and Mauritania. Algeria and Burkina Faso, I think, will qualify. Group E, Mali, Namibia, South Africa, and Tunisia. I think Tunisia and Mali. Mali, the technicians of African football, they can play football. Watch out for Mali. They might be the most technical team at this tournament. Tactical, technical, they can play the football. Group F, DR Congo, Morocco, Tanzania, and Zambia. I pick Morocco and DR Congo to qualify. We are going to look forward to an incredible tournament. You know, like I say, the list of footballers that have played in this tournament is endless. From Mahmoud El Gouhari of Egypt to the great Abu Trika of Egypt. You can even go down to JJ Okocha and Kano, Nigeria. The late Jules Bukande of Senegal. Itata Meya, one of the greatest footballers ever, not just the best, I think he's the best right back the Premier League has ever seen in England. And I'm just saying, please do not fail to watch the Cup of Nations. You will not be disappointed. You won't be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. It's going to be an incredible tournament. And I say, may the best team win, especially for Nigeria, from 1949 tour in the UK to now. It's a shame Nigeria has only 3 Cup of Nations, but I hope that changes. As I'm Nigerian, but may the best team in Africa win. Strap up and be ready to be entertained by real African magic.